Hey, hi. Are you ready for some yoga? We're going to do some yoga for this evening or this afternoon. So looking forward to having you here with me and doing some yoga, stretching. So this class will be geared for more beginners and maybe a little bit slower pace because we're here in the evening, afternoon time. And so just want to do a practice that's right for our bodies at this time of the day. Okay, so let's get started. Okay. All right. So let's start at the front of our mats here. Stand nice and tall. Plant your feet into the mat. Feel your heels pressing into the mat. Spread those heels nice and wide. Rotate the balls of the feet toward each other. Here we go. Fingertips come down by the sides. We're going to inhale those arms up overhead and exhale those arms down. Good. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Good. So this is mountain pose when we have our hands down and then we inhale our arms up overhead. This is extended mountain. Coming back to traditional mountain. Palms touch at the top, and then you're going to interlace the fingers and point to the pointer fingers. Have them up overhead. Deep inhale here, and exhale. We're going to shift our fingers, pointing them over to the left, starting to stretch the right side of the body. Deep inhale here, exhale. We're going to go over to the other side. Good. Very nice. On your next exhale, send your fingertips up to the sky, and then I was just demonstrating from the front. Inhale the arms up, exhale this time swan diving down, hinging at the hips. Inhaling to half lift, exhale forward fold. Take a nice deep step back with your right foot, so then we meet in high runner's lunge. If you have blocks, go ahead and grab them here. So in high runner's lunge, it's nice to have the blocks because then you don't feel like you have to be so down. It kind of gives you some space to be lifted up. As you exhale, press your navel in toward your spine. Use that power and lift up out of it. High runner's lunge here. Good. Nice job. So you can keep that block, the right one, underneath the right shoulder and inhale the left arm up overhead. Yeah, good. Exhale the left hand back down, and we'll remove the blocks out of the way, planting the hands around that front foot. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, bring that front foot back as we meet in high plank. Your knees are welcome here, so go ahead and bring them down. If you want an additional challenge, you can meet in the traditional plank pose that we were just in. Deep inhale here. As you exhale, you'll bend those elbows, keep them hugged in toward the ribs. Let the chest touch the floor, chin touches the floor. Inhale, peel the shoulders away from the floor, coming up to cobra, or if you'd like, up dog. Up dog is with the thighs and the knees off of the floor. We're going to tuck the toes under, send the hips to the sky, maybe step up with your feet, meeting in downward facing dog, walking the dog here. Shaking the head from side to side, nodding the head yes. Letting the head relax between the upper arms. Feel the knuckles of your fingers and the base of your fingers pressing into the mat to relieve some of the pressure on the wrists. We're going to take our gaze between the thumbs, walk, step, or jump forward all the way to the front of the mat. Inhale to halfway up, exhale forward fold, bend your knees, sink your hips down, coming up with a flat back, sending your arms out to the sides, and inhaling all the way up overhead, palms touch, and you'll exhale your hands to heart center. Good. Inhale up, exhale, swan dive down. Inhale once again to halfway up. Exhale, planting the hands around the feet, stepping back with your left foot. And grab your blocks once more. Place your blocks underneath your shoulders, meeting in high runner's lunge. Yeah, very nice. So another important part of yoga, other than, it's not about the poses so much, it's about the breath. So you're going to take a deep breath all the way into the abdomen. Not just shallow breathing, but all the way in. Good. This makes all the difference in a yoga posture here. So plant your left hand on that block underneath the shoulder. Inhale the right arm up overhead. Yeah, see? And start to feel a stretch in your front thigh. We're having a gentle twist of the spine. Breathe. And then as you exhale, let your top hand float, removing the blocks out of the way for now. Plant your hands around your front foot, and you'll slide your front foot back. So your knees are welcome here if you like, or you can stay up in high plank, completely up to you. This is your practice. You can let it be as challenging or as easy as you would like it to be. Deep inhale here. As you exhale, you'll point those toes. Send your chest to the floor. Keep your elbows hugged into the ribs, and then lift up into cobra or up dog. So cobra can even be down lower where your chest is closer to the floor. Or it can be up higher where your arms are straight. You'll tuck the toes under. Exhale. Step those feet up just about 6 to 8 inches. Meeting in downward facing dog. So your fingers in down dog are spread nice and wide away from each other. You're pressing into the mat with the whole palm. So not just the wrists, but even the base of the fingers and the fingers themselves. You can begin to walk the dog here. Getting into one calf by straightening that leg there. Ooh, straighten it nice and good. And you'll bend that knee and straighten the other one. Oh yeah, nice. Your feet, your toes can stay on the mat, or you can kind of do what I was doing and lift one up and then the other, and then allows you to do a little bit of a ankle stretch too. All right, deep inhale. As you exhale, take your gaze between the thumbs, and you can walk, step, or jump if you would like all the way to the front of the mat. I'm going to use little baby steps here. Baby. Inhaling to halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Yeah. Let the neck hang here. Shake the head from side to side. Nod the head, yes. And inhale to halfway up once more. Exhale, forward fold, bending your knees, sinking your hips down. Coming up with a flat back, inhaling the arms out, nice and wide here, all the way up to the top. Palms touch. Exhale, hands in front of heart center. Very good. So we just warmed up the body on one side. We'll continue on. First, I'm going to turn on my little light here. Letting my light shine. There we go. All right, so coming back to the front of our mats. We're going to inhale up, overhead, exhale, swan dive down, forward folding. Inhaling to halfway up. Exhale, forward fold, plant the hands around the feet, step back with the right foot. We're going to send the right knee to the ground so that we can get into an even deeper runner's lunge here. Oh my goodness. My words, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So here we are, point those back toes. You can grab those blocks once again. So here we are in runner's lunge, really getting into that front right hip. Oh, crease. Sorry. I should probably log on to the page and see if there's any comments. Still figuring this out on YouTube, so I'm not sure how to see comments. We're going to move the blocks out of the way. Tuck those toes under, lift back up. Now here, we're going to start to warm up the body. So come up on the fingertips and test the waters here. See if you need to have your fingers, if you can start to press them up. So then you'll press into that front leg, bend that front knee, and inhale the arms up and forward. Good. Whoa, it's a stretch and a balance pose here. Yes. Inhaling here nice and deep, and exhale all the way back down. Good. You're doing great. We're going to slide that front foot back. Now you can use your knees on the mat if you'd like we did the first time, or you can go ahead and just lower on down. Hover over the floor for just a moment, then point the toes. Inhale, peel the chest away from the floor. Good. Come into tabletop. We're going to cat-cow the spine here. Sinking the abdomen. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, sink the abdomen. Exhale, round the spine. All right, we're going to lift the right leg up so that it's straight. You can get a blanket under that left knee if you'd like, for a little bit more support for you. Deep inhale here, and as you exhale, you're going to bend those elbows, keep them hugged into your chest. Come down, and then press back up. Good. That might be a little bit more challenging, so you don't have to go all the way down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Deep inhale, exhale, lower, and then press back up. And 1 more time, exhale, lower, and then press back up. Yeah, that's a tough workout there. Tuck those toes underneath. You can keep your knee down if you'd like, or you can keep your leg up for an additional challenge, and then you'll press yourself up into downward facing dog. And from here, if your leg is down, then you can raise it up. Inhale that leg up. Exhale that knee toward the nose. Inhale that leg up to the sky. Exhale the knee toward the nose. Inhale the leg up toward the sky. Exhale the knee toward the nose. Very nice. Inhale the leg back up. Now from here, we're going to exhale. We're going to shift the shoulders over the wrists. Sweep that leg up and place it just as high up as you can between the hands. Now, if you're like me and it didn't quite make it there, then just step up. You be good. You got this. Now, adjust your base so that you have a nice, strong, stable base here. Deep inhale and then exhale. Those arms up overhead. Good. So we're really warming up the body here. And then on your next exhale, we'll send our hands down to the mat, kick off of the back toes, and step up. Inhale to halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Deep. Inhale, bend the knees, sinking hips. Inhale the arms up all the way, palms touch. And exhale, hands in front of heart center. You're doing great. We're going to do that on the opposite side. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward folding. Inhale to halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands around the feet. Step back with your left foot. And remember here, we're going to send our knee down to the floor. So getting even deeper into that front left hip flexor. Yeah, stretching it. You can point the toes here if you like, or keep them tucked under, completely up to you. Just do what feels right for your body. You can use your blocks, lifting the heart even more up overhead. And breathe. Oh my goodness, sorry. Very nice. Removing the blocks, planting the hand around the front foot. I'm going to slide that foot back. Meeting in tabletop. So then we're going to inhale, sinking the abdomen. Exhale, round the spine. Take a few of these at your own breath space. right. Make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Knees are underneath your hips. We're going to inhale the left leg back. So here we're in kind of like a semi-balancing table. Sorry, my hair. I need to get a haircut someday, but it's not happening now, I'll tell you what. All right, so again, you can have a blanket under your knees here just for additional support. Deep inhale here, and then exhale. Bend the elbows, keep them hugged in toward the chest, and only go down as low as you're comfortable with. So if this is it, that's fine. Just go that low, and that's it. Or you can take it all the way to the mat. 3 times total. Good. So you can either send your knee down, tuck the toes and meet in downward facing dog, or you can keep your leg up, tucking those toes, the right toes underneath, pressing the hips up to the sky. So here we're trying to keep the hips just as even with the floor as much as possible. Once again, shake the head from side to side. Nod the head yes. And then exhale your left knee toward your nose and inhale the leg back up. Exhale the knee toward the nose. Inhale back up. One more time here. And exhale, take the gaze between the thumbs, and as you do, shift the shoulders over the wrists and plant your foot between your hands. And if you don't make it, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Just step up. Hair in my face. I should put a hair tie in my hair. All right, we're going to inhale here. And as you exhale, you're going to kick off with the back foot. Ooh, come all the way forward. Yeah. Good. Inhale to halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. Shake the head from side to side. And nod the head yes. Feel your arches lifting. Your head is heavy. The neck is relaxed. On your next exhale, bend your knees. Sink your hips nice and deep. Inhale the arms out wide, coming up with a flat back all the way to extended mounted with hands over the shoulders. Exhale, hands in front of heart center. Very good. Just tie my hair back real quick. So how are y'all doing? I do have the chat pulled up, so if you're in live stream with me, feel free to say hello. Of course, if you're in live stream with me, you're probably doing yoga, so no worries. No worries at all. All right, here we go. So, meeting back at the front of our mat, we're going to continue with warming up the body. Inhaling the arms up and exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to halfway up and exhale, forward fold. From here, we're going to inhale the arms back up all the way to standing, palms touch, and exhale, hands in front of heart center. Very good. All right, sink the hips nice and deep here. We're going to step back with our left foot. So here you're welcome to come to the floor for a modification, bringing the knee to the floor. Or if you'd like, you can keep the knee up. Deep inhale here. So for a beginner, what you'll do is you'll place your right hand kind of on your sacrum, on your low back here, and your left hand on your knee. If it's available to you, you'll take a deep inhale and then you'll twist, taking the left shoulder to the outside of the right knee. So this is more of a advanced pose, but you don't have to do this. You can stick with the knee down here. So completely up to you and what you want to do here in this practice. That's why yoga is so wonderful. It's so customizable because you can make it as challenging or as easy as you would like for it to be. On your next exhale, you'll bring the heart up. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Plant the hands around that front foot. Step back into high plank. Knees are welcome. Inhale here, and as you exhale, lower down. Point the toes. Inhale the heart, peeling the chest away from the floor. Exhale, tuck the toes under, send the hips up to the sky, downward facing dog. Inhaling that left foot to the sky, exhaling the knee toward the nose. Inhaling left foot up to the sky. Exhale, knee to the nose, draw that navel in toward the spine. And this time we're going to sweep that leg up between the hands. Good. Inhaling here, lifting the arms up overhead. So modification would be the back knee is on the mat. Exhale down. Kick off the back foot, step up. Inhale to halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Coming up with a flat back, then sweep your arms out nice and wide. Palms touch at the top. Exhale, hands in front of heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to halfway up. Exhale down. Bending knees, sinking hips. Inhale all the way up. Palms touch. Exhale, hands in front of heart center. Very good. Then we're going to exhale, step back with your right foot. So here your knee can be up like it is now, or it can be down on the mat. And for someone introducing themselves to this pose, you would take it slow, placing the left hand on the lower back. So I've just got the back of my hand, and then the right hand on the outside of the left knee. So a gentle twist here. Or if you'd like, you can bring your hands to heart center and exhale your right elbow toward the outside of your left knee. And breathe. Inhale the arms back to heart center, lifting the heart. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, planting the hands around the front foot, sliding the front foot back, meeting in high plank. Knees are welcome here if you like. And then exhale, lower down. Point the toes. Inhale, peel the chest away from the floor, only as far as you would like to go in your cobra. Or if you would like, you can move into downward, upward facing dog, and then tuck the toes, meeting in downward facing dog. All right, deep inhale, and then exhale your right leg up to the sky. Deep inhale again. And exhale that knee toward the nose. Inhale up, exhale knee toward the nose. Keep the shoulders square with the floor. Inhale once more. And then exhale, sweep the leg up and forward between the hands. Deep inhale. Exhale, press that front foot into the mat. Lift the hands up. Now your knee can be on the ground here. And exhale down. See? Just fine. On your next exhale, you'll kick off of that back foot and step up. Inhale to halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Bending knees, sinking hips. Sweeping hands out nice and wide, palms touch overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Hey, very good. You did awesome. So we did a nice vinyasa flow. I'm out of breath. So hopefully you are too if you want to be. And we will continue on. So I really think we should work on maybe some splits. Of course, I always need to work on some splits. So we'll come down to the floor, placing our right leg back. So we just started in forward fold, step back with the right leg. Kind of like the same idea that we had done the first time where we had the blocks around that front foot, and then we're going to slide or walk the blocks back. Point those toes up toward the sky. Start to feel a stretch in the back of the calf, back of the hamstrings here. Lift the heart up. And from here, if you'd like, you can continue on forward and back, or you can move straight into your version of your splits. So you may want to extend that leg out long, extend the back leg out, and just come to your version of your splits today. So this is mine. So you can have a bolster or something over here. You can use your blocks to hold your arms for support for your chest. I have a really tight calves, really tight hamstrings, so this is not the easiest pose for me, but that's okay. That's why I need to do it. Maybe someday. All right, we're gonna slide that front foot back, and then we're gonna extend the opposite leg out, and we're gonna walk those blocks to the front. So adjust your stance here so that your blocks are on either side of that front foot, and your back leg is, comfortable, that you don't feel too much of a strain or a stretch. You can walk that knee up a little bit closer. And then from here, we're gonna walk those blocks back. Lift the front toes, point those toes up toward the sky, begin to feel a stretch in the back of the calves, in the back of the hamstrings here. Just getting into those splits muscles. So. All right, walking the blocks a little bit forward, so they're on either side of the front knee. And then we're going to start to slide or use that back foot as leverage to walk the back knee backward, while at the same time we begin to straighten the front heel. So I like to use the mat at first to do this because I feel the blocks might be a little bit more unstable as I'm trying to find, okay, where's the right place for me here? And then once I start to feel it in the back of my hamstring, I stop. Then I grab my blocks. Keep those front toes pointed up toward the sky. Remember, you can use a blanket under your knees, under your heel, whatever you need so that you're comfortable here. And breathe. Breathe into the back of that front hamstring. Not overstretching. I should probably include this in every practice of mine, just because I have such tight hamstrings. I do have a major headache today. All right, we're going to start to walk that back foot up, plant the hands on the mat, walk the front foot up. All right, shift that front leg back so that we're back on hands and knees in tabletop. Send your hips back toward your heels. Go ahead and lower into child's pose. Your hands can be forward, or if you like, they can be down by your side with your head resting on the mat or on a block. Walking the hands back out. And we're going to come up, bringing the hips over the knees. We're going to walk the hands out, placing the elbows kind of underneath the shoulders, and then continue to walk those elbows out even further, letting the heart melt to the floor. Good. Now that was just a heart opener. So we were opening the heart forward, walking the elbows back toward the body and coming up back into tabletop. We're going to extend both legs out long, like meeting in high plank once more. We're going to send the left knee right behind the left wrist. Go ahead and place your right knee down, point the right toes. You can keep those right toes tucked underneath if you like to as well. So sometimes that feels a little bit safer for your knee, the back knee. So we want to keep you safe. And we'll go ahead and walk, gently walk that left sole of the foot toward the right palm, sorry. All right. And then we're going to come back, once again, back to the floor with our elbows underneath the shoulders. So just test the water. Keep your awareness on that back knee. If it starts to feel compromised here with the toes pointed, go ahead and tuck those toes underneath. You can grab a block and let your forehead rest on the block. So here we're in pigeon pose. And you can even, if it's available to you and you're comfortable, release the chest down to the floor. Maybe you find that you don't need a block anymore once you've been in the pose for a while. And if this is too much for you, you're always welcome to come back. Bring it on back. I mean, no need to press and stress yourself out like, oh my gosh, that hurts too bad. No, it's okay. I mean, if it hurts, then that means you're going too far. If you notice you're like starting to cringe, like, and then it's maybe just a little bit too much. And ease on up, because we don't want to shock the system. We want to soften the system. Soften. Find some softness and ease here in these poses. All right, so done with this side just about. So we're going to walk those hands back. Tuck the back toes underneath if they're not already tucked. Lift the back knee, slide the front foot back, meeting in high plank. Maybe a little breath of fire here. Or maybe not. All right, bring the right knee behind the right wrist. Walk that right foot toward the left side of the mat, just as far as you want to go. You can have your shin parallel with the front of the mat, but that's kind of intense. So if you need to, you can slide that foot back just a little bit or a lot bit or whatever you need. All right, here we are. Keeping that back toe pointed or flexed under. Just listen to your left knee and see what is right for you today. So bringing elbows underneath the shoulders, maybe bringing the block, placing it underneath the forehead. Staying here if you want to, or lowering down even further if it's available for you and you are comfortable with doing so. So as you lower, that means you walk your elbows out even more. Place your head on the block. Remember, keep your awareness on that back knee. So if it feels like it's not very comfortable, if you have anything in your body that's painful, you want to make any type of adjustment to the pose so that that pain goes away, even if it means coming out of the pose. And if it's available to you, you can go ahead and lower on down all the way. So here we're not just melting over our leg. We're not just like relaxed. This isn't what I would call a relaxed pose, because you have to keep your awareness here, like everywhere in your body, to be stable, stabilized in this pose. Who's here? Oh, I thought Guinevere was here. All right, when you are ready, you can begin to walk those elbows back toward underneath the shoulders, and then the palms underneath the shoulders, lifting the heart up, tucking the toes underneath. Deep inhale, maybe using that back foot as leverage and sliding that front foot back. And we're going to meet in downward facing dog. So send the hips to the sky, Stretch the hips from side to side. Oh, very good. I'm shifting my hips from side to side because it just feels so amazing. Stretching all the way up into my lats, honestly, on both sides. So even up here to behind on the outside, like right underneath the shoulders, on the side of the ribs, right there. Ole mole. Feels nice. All right, we're going to send our knees down. Point those toes. We're going to send our hips down to the mat. Just coming into an easy seated pose. Yeah. Oh, good. All right, I'm so grateful. So speaking of that, let us pick out an intention. It is safe to look within. As I move through the layers of other people's opinions and beliefs, I see within myself a magnificent being, wise and beautiful. I love what I see in me. That is very appropriate for me today. And then this one. This one is very... Oh, and then this one. Oh my goodness, they're all wonderful, the ones that I'm seeing here. Oh. All right, got to stop somewhere. So, I am worth loving. I do not have to earn love. I am lovable because I exist. Others reflect the love I have for myself. I wish. I now go beyond other people's fears and limitations. It is my mind that creates my experiences. I am unlimited in my own ability to create the good in my life. So that is quite true. All of these are very perfect for me today because I think as people are sheltering inside in place, they get a little bit maybe stir crazy or depressed, and they may try to take it out on you or on me, and I can't let anyone else define my happiness or rob me of my joy. So don't let anyone rob you of your joy. So these are beautiful. I now go beyond other people's fears and limitations. So do not let other people's fears and limitations define your joy. Okay, so sitting in high, with a high spine, nice, tall, proud. All right, we're going to inhale the heart forward. Inhale, exhale, round the spine. Inhaling the heart forward, exhale, round the spine, tucking chin and tailbone. So we're just doing seated cat-cows here. All right, coming back to neutral, placing the fingertips over the heart. So if I turn toward you, then the fingertips come here over the heart, and we just gently start to glide the fingers across this just upper chest area between the throat and the heart center. Just here, and maybe close your eyes and breathe. And notice what feelings arise as this gentle touch floats on your own skin. It's just a gentle act of self-care here. All right, releasing the hands down. Oh, I hear the lawnmower. All right, well that was nice. Kind of maybe like itches now a little bit. That's okay. All right. I want to roll on down. So placing the soles of the feet on the mat in front of your hips, and then go ahead and roll on down. Make sure that you're kind of in the center of your mat, so when you come down, the back of your head is still on the mat. Yet last night when I was asleep, I adjusted my neck and my neck popped. And it seemed like it felt good, but I started to get a really bad headache after that in the middle of the night laying down. So we're going to hug the knees into the chest, rocking the knees from side to side. Separating the knees away from each other, pressing the knees together, circling the knees one direction, and then circling them the other way, and breathing. There's a poem that I learned when I was in high school called If, If, by Rudyard Kipling. And that poem has been it's made a big impression on me. I was in English class. I'm going to tuck the shoulders underneath the body, the shoulder blades. Place the palms of the hands on the mat, reaching your fingertips toward your heels. Deep inhale and exhale. Press your heels, the soles of your feet into the floor and let your hips raise. Now, before you go any further here, take your gaze up to the ceiling and don't turn your neck from side to side when you're in this position. This is called bridge pose. So you may feel your mid-back and the bottom of the upper back. So like the bottoms of the shoulder blades coming off the floor. The tops of the shoulder blades will probably stay connected to the mat. Let the buttocks relax, let the hips relax, let the power of this pose come from the heels and the soles of the feet. And then release from top to bottom, the spine back down to the mat. The poem If. I just remember the first line right now. It says, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired of waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or or being something. I can't remember. I started to remember the whole thing. It said, don't look too good, nor talk too wise. So I just missed a little part in there. And that's just the first stanza of it. So I think about that a lot. And I think a lot of my choices in life have gone back to that poem and thinking about the words of that poem because it was somebody, sharing their wisdom. So hugging knees into the chest, maybe their lifelong wisdom, I don't know. We're going to extend the legs long, and you're welcome to grab a pillow, a blanket, bolster, anything, and put under the knees here as you extend your legs out long. Separate the heels from side to side just a little bit. Walk them out until they're just about shoulder widths apart, and then let your feet roll out naturally to the side. Let your palms be face in or face up, and your arms out to your sides at about a 45-degree angle. And here, this is the nice juicy part, is tuck your shoulder blades underneath your ribs and let your heart melt open and your arms relax out to the sides. This is the most challenging pose of the practice because you're laying here observing your breath. And it's so easy to get involved with the thoughts of your mind and to decide to quit. But I urge you, ask you to stick with it. Stick with this final pose. Stay here. And as thoughts come up in your mind, let them go. Don't follow them. Don't follow their stories. And just bring your awareness back to your own breath, to your gentle inhale and exhale, noticing if it's deep or shallow. And close your eyes. If you have something to cover your eyes, go ahead and do that. Maybe a sleeve of a jacket, an eye pillow, And begin to feel your body melting into the floor. Unlock your jaw. Let your eyes feel heavy in the sockets. Continue to take your awareness back to your own breath for the next few moments. Take in a deep inhale and begin to bring some gentle stretches into the body, wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe stretching the arms up overhead. Bending the knees, placing the feet underneath the knees, and then rolling over to one side, whichever side is most comfortable for you. When you're ready, you'll place that top hand on the floor, press it into the floor, come all the way up to seated. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today, for your practice. The divine light and grace that is in me recognizes and is honored by the divine light and grace that is in you. Namaste. All righty. Well, thank you. Thanks so much. All right. And I am out. How long was that? That was, I guess, 45 minutes. I don't know. 40 minutes maybe. Well, good to see you. My next live stream is going to be Monday morning on Twitch. So check out my